Hi all, I'm Lucas Czinger, founder, president, and COO of Czinger Vehicles. I'm excited to speak with you about the foundation of the 21C today, its chassis, or as we call it, its skeleton. Czinger is defining a new era in design and manufacture. And that new era is best represented right here with this 21C chassis. In automotive today, really a vehicle is defined by two primary design aesthetics, the exterior of the car and the interior of the car. Czinger is bringing a third to that definition, and that is the skeleton or the chassis. So in our minds, this really is the first time that you have a design complete vehicle. All 3/3 with that topology optimized, perfectly manufactured chassis or skeleton to complement the exterior and the interior of the vehicle. That design aesthetic, as important as it is only the tip of the iceberg. In this case, form truly does follow function. The Czinger 21C chassis mirrors nature's process of evolution. Just as nature competes for material and energy over centuries to refine its structures and to create the optimal flora and fauna in our world, the 21C chassis is designed on that same exact first principle of competing for mass against performance requirements, placing material only where it is needed against the performance constraints of the car itself. We call that Pareto optimization. That means optimization across a field of variables, not only performance variables, but also cost variables, ones that are sustainability driven, NVH variables, stiffness, fatigue, strength, durability, the crash impulse, all those variables represented at the same time in parallel, all of that compute power being run against that set of variables, and ultimately reaching a solution that is Pareto optimal, meaning that you quite literally could not take a gram of material out of this chassis without violating one of those constraints. And that is truly a world first for a vehicle chassis or skeleton. Taking a closer look at the chassis itself, you'll notice immediately that it feels integrated, holistic. Rather than optimizing just one suspension part, one control arm, one area of this front structure, we've looked at the whole vehicle and comprehensively optimized that vehicle structure so all these parts work together in unison. That is a foundational difference to the way that you design chassis in the industry today. Our chassis is printed from our own novel materials. When you see the silver structure in front of you, the primary material we're using is an aluminum-based alloy. It's a novel material that we've engineered to have the strength, the durability, but also the elongation for crash applications. Comparing it to industry standard materials, you can think of it as a supercharged 6000 series aluminum alloy, but with better properties and also much better corrosion resistance. But aluminum is not the only material we use in the chassis itself. For example, the door strikes, areas of the powertrain where you want a higher strength material, we actually employ our own version of a standard Inconel. Beyond that, we've got our own high strength miraging steel and others that are in development. And as we look to print large areas of the combustion engine itself, these materials will see more use in our production 21C. Overall, what do you get in terms of performance and savings when you deploy all this technology? This chassis is about 25% lighter than the latest state-of-the-art thin wall casting and composite architectures in the industry today. Beyond that, the architecture, the packaging can be changed to be more optimal for vehicle performance and for occupant safety. So it presents both a higher stiffness, more durable structure, but also a safer structure for the occupant. And lastly, we see sustainability at the core of our mission. Sustainability in the form of dematerialization and efficiency. This structure being 25% lighter than anything else in the industry means we're also using 25% less material. The most effective and efficient way to be sustainable is to actually use less material. That's what this software and manufacturing process allows you to do. And the 21C is merely the first example of this technology in full vehicle form. This technology will go on to shape the industry at large. It is a new era of design and manufacture, and the 21C is the first instance in that new era. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I look forward to speaking with you in detail about all things Czinger.